doing? Welcome to another episode of I Am Kenny Biddle, and I happen to be your humble host, Kenny Biddle. So, what are we going to do this episode? I thought we would take a road trip out to Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. I've been wanting to go out there to investigate a few things for a couple months now, and I finally got the opportunity. I went out there for 2 weekends, and actually one of those weekends inspired the reason for going back a second weekend. Let me explain. I have 3 goals here. The one was about a photograph that was taken by a local ghost hunting group that runs ghost tours out there. And they took this photograph, they posted it on their Facebook page as the real deal, and it turned out to be a hoax. I'll get to that in a couple minutes. The second thing was to meet a new friend, Betty Roche, who had some information for me about another ghost tour, actually the same one, on how they actually were capturing some of their most frequent ghost pictures, evidence of ghost pictures and stuff like that. She had witnessed what was going on and wanted to tell me about it and show me actually how they were doing it, which was very, very interesting, you know. Interesting. So I agreed to call her when I got out there and, meet up with her and talk to her for a little bit. Third thing I wanted to do was to head to Sax Covered Bridge, because on a previous visit with a friend of mine, the most awesome Sharon Hill of DoubtfulNews.com, she actually saw a couple people talking to a cigarette. Yeah, that sounds funny. I did say that. They were talking to a cigarette. Apparently they saw a video, and on the video that was by another ghost tour, they were putting a lit cigarette on the railing at Sax Covered Bridge and talking to a ghost called Mr. Tennessee and saying, "Hey, smoke the cigarette." And they were trying to get the ghost to knock it off the railing, and it was the cigarette would burn and it would fall off the railing, and they were like, "Oh wow, it's a ghost." So I wanted to go check that out, get some pictures, do some video, take a cigarette out there, see what would happen. So I packed up a bag and headed out. And the first thing, the picture, the hoax picture that I want to talk about, I didn't film because it was very noisy there, and as you'll see with the interview that I had with Betty Roach, it was pretty noisy. So I really didn't do any filming. I took some pictures. So you know what? Before I get into the explanation, let me pop this hoaxed ghost photo up there so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, hold on. Boom. Okay, so now you saw it. It looks like a soldier standing on the porch of this place. And there were a lot of things that were wrong with this. First thing is well, I had posted on the ghost group's Facebook page details about why this wasn't a real ghost and why it was probably a faked photo. They deleted the first comments, and then I commented some more, which brought other people in, and eventually we discovered the actual phone app that was used and the actual ghost in the phone app gallery that was used, and showed them over and over again, putting the same ghost on different pictures and saying, "Look, we got it." Apparently that's not good enough for the professional spooky ghost hunting team out there, because they denied it and never admitted that it was a hoax photo, but it was. So I went out there, took some pictures of that, and it turned out to be it was a photograph of the Victorian photography studio, which is a nice place, does good photography. I didn't get a chance to talk to the owners because they weren't there. The shop was closed. But I did get pictures of me in front of the porch and on the porch, and different angles so you can see what they are. And I'm going to pop these up right now so you can just see the comparison. Okay. Here's a shot of the actual location. That's the Victorian Photography Studios, where the image was taken. This is a comparison shot that shows not only the picture that was posted as a hoax, but the location with it. Here's a picture of me measuring the porch, showing you how big it is. It actually was 9 feet tall. And finally, I just threw in a sexy shot of me on the porch looking at you, saying, "Hey, what's up?" Alright, so that's pretty much what I did for that. I actually wrote up an article that I'm going to be posting soon about that whole thing, about the phone apps and the story about that one in particular. So I'm going to save most of the details for that. But I'm going to just shoot out a few. One, the ghost, if the ghost was real, it was over 9 feet tall. And that's just because the porch itself, which the ghost covers from actually the top of his head to his knees, because the bottom of his legs were missing, is 9 feet. And I measured that. Also, the ghost in the photo was black and white, and it's a color photo. So that kind of throws it off there. And despite the basic fact that we found the ghost app. Duh. So, like I said, that's going to be in an article. Let's move on. Now, I had the opportunity while I was doing this. I took some pictures, and then I called Betty Roach, who is she's a ghost hunter and does a local ghost tour there at a specific location. And she was nice enough to come out and talk to me and do so on camera. So I'm going to let that video run, and you guys can watch that, and she can explain exactly what she had witnessed and figured out from the other ghost tour. Okay, so here you go. Okay.
You want to, I'm not quite sure how you want to explain it. How you want me to explain it?
I want you to explain it exactly how you just explained it.
All right.
So, what you're doing is saying that you've seen a tour.
I've seen a local ghost tour that seems to capture evidence each and every tour.
Okay.
Well, I do tours, and it just doesn't happen that way.
And what's the evidence?
The evidence is supposedly ectoplasm. You see what looks almost like smoke. Well, if you're a smoker, or if you're not a smoker, if somebody's smoking on the tour, you smell that cigarette burning.
Right. And smoking cigarettes or cigars is one of the big causes
of
ecto stuff.
Right.
Okay,
so I found some people that have been on one of these tours and talked to them and found out what they're doing.
Okay.
Electronic cigarettes, of course, don't have any smell, but when you puff on these, the end glows red.
Okay. So they don't give off any kind of odor.
They don't give off.
So you would not smell it at all.
Would not smell it.
Okay.
So you put electrical tape around the end.
And that covers.
So that covers the red glowing end.
You don't see any glowing. Okay. And you get smoke. So if you're holding a camera in front of your face and you're puffing on one of these, it's easy to get this. Nice. Sweet.
There's your ectoplasm.
That's good. That's something that I haven't ever covered before. I haven't touched on that because I don't smoke, for one. But cigarettes and cigars I've touched on.
Right.
Frosty breath I've touched on, but I've never actually touched on the electronic cigarette. It's just one of them dull moments. I never thought about that.
I didn't either, but like I said, until I heard that each and every tour they were getting results. They were getting ectoplasm. Okay, my first thought is somebody's smoking.
Yeah.
Well, actually they are, but it's an electronic cigarette that you cannot smell. Hides in the pocket real easy.
Right.
Just stuff it in your pocket. People are ahead of you.
There you go.
And there's your ectoplasm.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you very much. And all right, and just for the camera, can you tell me your full name?
My name is Betty Roach.
And what are you doing here?
Well, right now I'm retired. I retired in December.
Awesome.
At 62, it was downhill after that. But I retired in December. I do guide paranormal investigation tours from the Lightning Farmhouse Bed and Breakfast.
Okay.
But our theory is, well, our tours are approximately 40% paranormal, 40% history, and 20% science.
Good.
And we are looking forward to being able to come to you for those.
Sweet. Anytime. Anytime you need help, just ask. Cool. All right. That's a wrap. That's awesome. So, electronic cigarettes. Who'd have thunk it? That's a pretty good idea. I'm really appreciative to Betty for bringing this to my attention. Because, I mean, I've touched on cigarettes and cigars and the smoke from them causing all kinds of paranormal photographs. But I never thought about the electronic cigarette, and that's pretty good because now I'm going to research that a little bit more and include that in the revised edition of my Orbs of Dust book, because I think that'll be beneficial information for everybody. So, what else is there? Let's move on. I headed out to the Sax Covered Bridge after talking to Betty, and I did some filming there with Mr. Tennessee and the smoking cigarette ghost thing. Interesting, interesting. So let's roll that beautiful bean footage now. All right, so we're out in Gettysburg. I came out here to get pictures for a hoaxed photo that was promoted by a local group, and I decided to come out here because I just wrote a piece about the cigarette, the Mr. Tennessee smoking ghost that apparently smokes cigarettes if you put it on the railing, a cigarette on the railing behind me. So what I did was actually film already, putting a cigarette on there. I brought a cigarette with me. I don't smoke, but I bummed one off a buddy at work and came out here and put it on here. And as you'll see in the little video clips, there's really not much to it. It has to do with the slight breezes here, the weight of the cigarette, and just the fact that it's a tube. The railing is a tube, so you're balancing a straight cigarette on a round tube. There's not much there. So, as you'll see, you know what, I'll show the clips and you can see. Now, let's see. Put it down here. You do have to balance it, because if you're too far that way, yeah, it wants to fall. You're too far that way, it wants to fall. So you actually have to balance it really good. And it automatically wants to go down that way. Why? This is out of my area of expertise, but I would say that it's probably due to the wind coming up. I can feel the wind actually coming up this way, coming from down there and coming up here, going across the water there. But it doesn't matter which way I put it, it likes to do that way. It also probably doesn't help that the railing is actually going downhill. Oh, there it goes. And if you want to take a look, this is what this ghost story has spawned. Lots and lots of cigarette butts all over the place. Yep, tons of them. I'm not going to contribute to that. Get mine back. And no, I don't smoke. I borrowed this from a buddy. But that is it. There's no ghost, there's no nothing to it. I mean, I'm not going to light it, mostly because I don't have a lighter or matches, because, again, I don't smoke. But you can see that it just wants to turn on its own. And that's probably coming from the pivot point here. I mean, you only have a small contact area on the railing, because it is circular, it's a tube. There's no flat spots, and you're putting a straight cigarette on that, and it just wants to turn in that direction. Let's see. No. I can't believe people fall for this shit. Ooh, look at that. Ooh. But there is a breeze coming through. And there it goes. Alright, so you saw it. I mean, it was pretty easy. I didn't reconstruct it exactly because I didn't like the cigarette. And I'm not going to. Why? Because, as you saw, there's a whole bunch of cigarette butts here. And if it's dry out, that's potential fire. The bridge is freaking made of wood, okay? It's old wood. It could easily catch fire. Not easily, but there's potential here. There's a fire hazard. So for all those people that are redoing this, trying to do this, and get their own ghost to smoke it, just stop, because you have the potential of burning down this historic bridge and doing some damage. So please don't do it. It's busted. It's not a ghost, and that's it. See ya. Alright, so that was my road trip to Gettysburg. And it was fun. I had a lot of fun. I met Betty for the first time. I met a few other friends, researched a few things, investigated a few things, and did some filming, learned some things. It was great. I had a great time. I look forward to going back again. And I think next time I go down, I'm going to be taking some of these ghost tours and seeing what's going on. Observing them for myself. And hopefully filming a lot of the stuff that they're doing. Just make sure, they're on the up and up. Not lighting cigarettes and leaving the cigarette butts at Sax Bridge, not using electronic cigarettes and stuff, and making sure that, the information that they're putting out is correct. I don't ask for much, do I? No. Anyway, that's it for this episode. If you have any complaints or insults, or you want to just threaten me, because apparently that happens, you can contact Lucas Steele in California. Also, I want to plug our new video series, because in addition to the I Am Kenny Biddle videos that I do, I started a video series with Lucas Steele, and we're doing it. It's called Geeks and Ghosts, and what it is we're going to talk about paranormal stuff. We're going to debate back and forth, and it's really cool because we fight a lot, and it's fun fighting because we're still friends afterwards. We're also going to talk about geeky stuff like science fiction, comic books, cosplay, Comic-Con, what else? Science, just science in general. Anything that we want to, basically, because we're two geeks that love paranormal stuff. So it's fun. We just did our pilot episode. It came out. It's a little rough. It'll get better as we go. So check us out. You can look us up on Facebook under Geeks and Ghosts. You can check me out under I Am Kenny Biddle on Facebook. Here's a free t-shirt plug. If you have a t-shirt for your organization or your team and it's something you think I would like, hit me up, because I love to wear t-shirts on these videos. I got one that I'm going to wear. I'm going to give you a preview. I got it from the Skeptics in the Pub Philly edition. I got a shirt from them, Get Real Philly. It's from their comedy show that they do. It's a pretty awesome group. We get together once a month at a pub, drink beer, talk about skeptical issues and all kinds of issues, and it's fun. It's a nice night out. That's it. Upcoming, if you're in the area, if you're in the Philadelphia area, which is kind of around where I live, I'm being mysterious. I'm doing a Paranormal Journeys Expo on September 27th. That's in Horsham, PA. You can look those up on Facebook under Paranormal Journeys Expo. I don't know if the expo's on the end. I'm sure John will come in and comment on that. Check it out. And that's it, I think. I have some other engagements coming up, but they're all private. So, until next time, have fun. Don't take anything at face value, and keep learning every day. Keep learning. All right?